Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. One of the things that's been on the periphery of Tyson Fury's re-entry to the WBC rankings, and also now that his fight with WBC champion Deontay Wilder is in place for December 1st in Los Angeles, is when is the Gypsy King going to sign up to the sanctioning body's Clean Boxing Programme? That's been a question those following this channel will recall that I've asked in various ranking videos from the past couple of months, ever since Tyson Fury re-emerged at 7 in the WBC rankings. There's also a broader question about this fight about drug testing, specific testing. Why isn't any specific drug testing beyond the Clean Boxing Programme in place? Remember, Deontay Wilder has historically been adamant that his opponents undergo testing, specific testing, due to the number of times that he's had fighters fail drug tests ahead of fighting him. Andres Wawrzyk, Alexander Povetkin, and Luis Ortiz, and that was his most recent opponent. Ortiz failed a test late last year ahead of fighting him. That had to be scrapped, but he ultimately fought Ortiz earlier this year. An ESPN article by Dan Raphael has lifted the lid on some of this, and I want to get to some of the key quotes and then on to some thoughts, because Fury, he does have a history here. He has failed a doping test in the past. And that's not me being inflammatory either. That is on the record. I don't think a lot of people realize that. There have been a number of people saying that Fury hasn't failed a test before, and that's just slander. But it's not, and I'll get to that soon. But to the ESPN piece, WADA, which administers the Clean Boxing Programme on behalf of the WBC, told Dan Raphael WADA has not received Clean Boxing Programme enrolment forms on Mr. Fury. Dr. Margaret Goodman, the president of WADA, says Wilder remains enrolled in the Clean Boxing Programme. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has said he was not aware that Fury had not enrolled in the program, even though Fury should not have appeared in the WBC rankings until he had enrolled in the program. Okay, I'm going to cut in here because that is not credible at all. What Suleiman is saying has no credibility. I do not believe him for a second. Suleiman would have been well aware that Fury was entering the rankings a few months ago. It was big news. The WBC is not so big that he would have been unaware of that, especially given a fight with Wilder was in the works at the time. And right from the outset, from the first month that Fury was installed in the rankings, he's had an asterisk next to his name, CBP/P. That means Clean Boxing Programme Provisional. So he's in there on the basis that he's going to join the Clean Boxing Programme, which Fury has publicly said that he would.
Big shout out to WBC Boxing, put me up to number 5 in this month's ratings. Thank you guys. Just got to get this fight out the way a week, and then I'll enroll in anything you want me to enroll in. Clean Boxing Programme, I'm all for it.
But back to the article. Suleiman says Fury must enroll. He personally committed to me to enroll. I will write to him now. If he doesn't enroll, the fight will not be sanctioned by the WBC. Shelley Finkel is also quoted saying, I just think it was an oversight. I spoke to George Warren, Frank Warren's son, and he said it will get taken care of immediately, and don't worry at all. The WADA spokesperson is then again quoted as saying there has been no request made yet from fight organisers for a specialised testing protocol that goes beyond the somewhat limited scope of the WBC's Clean Boxing Programme. The story then notes Wilder has been a strong advocate for a testing program specific to each of his fights, but WADA says it has not been contacted to conduct testing beyond the Clean Boxing Programme leading up to his upcoming fight. Okay, so this whole not signing up to the Clean Boxing Programme, maybe it is sloppy, maybe they haven't got around to it, maybe they've intended to, just haven't done it. But given it's less than 2 months before the fight, Fury's been in the WBC rankings on this provisional basis for about 3 months now, not doing his drug testing paperwork and not having been tested. That is an extremely bad look. Fury has fallen foul of testing before. And I don't just mean for some Colombian marching powder that he was getting into back in 2016. he had a long-running battle with the UK anti-doping agency, and in the end, in December 2017, he issued a joint statement with UKAD and also with his cousin Hughie Fury. And the crux of it was that while Tyson and Hughie, they stated they'd never knowingly or deliberately committed an anti-doping rule violation, UKAD found that they had. And this bit is from the ruling. The anti-doping rule violations based on the reported presence of elevated levels of nandrolone metabolites are upheld. The refusal charges withdrawn. Hughie and Tyson Fury each receive a 2-year period of ineligibility, and their results from their respective fights from February 2015 are disqualified. So with all that in mind, and Deontay Wilder previously having 3 opponents, including his last one, Luis Ortiz, failing doping tests, how hasn't Team Wilder and the WBC been all over this? You would have thought it would have been one of the things high on the list. Get this out of the way. Wilder has spoken very passionately about the reasons for needing strict testing protocols for his fights, given what he's been through. So I'm amazed that the Clean Boxing Programme has, as all involved seem to be inferring in the quotes, slipped through the cracks. That's what they're saying. Oh, it seems to be an oversight. But perhaps what I'm more surprised and even a little shocked at is there's no specific testing protocol beyond what VADA says is the somewhat limited scope of the Clean Boxing Programme. Surely they would want to have something rigorous in place to protect all involved, especially given what Wilder has been through in the past. It sort of beggars belief, really. And let's hope that they get this sorted quickly, because it's extremely untidy. I'm not saying Fury is doping, but he needs to sign up to the program, and I'm surprised that they haven't got something more rigorous in place. They need to do it soon. The fight's not too far away. There should be drug testing in place. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.